After you can use it to go, before you get to go to be able to reach out to many millions of persons by converting written and published posts into audio version so that many people around the world can be able to have access to the information at their own convenience. A lot of people who also continue to progress, advance, and innovative technological work so that people can be able to share ideas, opinions in a more familiar, entertaining, and easy to deal with. So thank you again for giving me this platform, this opportunity to reach out to people. Thanks.
National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA this afternoon declared wanted the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, DCP Abba Kayri wanted over 25 kilograms of cocaine deal. The spokesperson for NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, made the announcement at a short press conference held at its headquarters with video evidence of Abba Kayri attempts to bribe NDLEA official. The announcement is coming amidst the hush puppy scandal. Kayri, until his suspension by the Commission, was the officer in charge of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team. A report by the Federal Bureau of Investigation of the United States of America had earlier indicted him in the case of fraud involving Instagram celebrity, Ramon Abbas, aka Hush Puppy, who confessed that he paid Abba Kayri to arrest and detain his colleague over fraud-related differences. NDLEA's statement reads thus: "There is no better way to start this press briefing than to remind us about the enormity of the drug problem Nigeria has on its hand and the imperative of all well-meaning Nigerians to play a positive role in curbing the illicit drug menace." Even before the damning findings of the 2018 National Drug Use and Health Survey, Nigeria's drug problem was getting close to epidemic proportion. And if anything, the arrests and seizures by NDLEA in the past 12 months is an indication that the country's drug problem was grossly underestimated before President Muhammadu Buhari's resolve to strengthen the NDLEA and the subsequent launch of offensive action by the agency to clean the society of the menace. And in just 12 months, even the most cynical of Nigerians now agree that the country is really in a drug quagmire and therefore appreciates the relentless efforts of NDLEA operatives. Unfortunately, some law enforcement agents who should be partners in the pursuit of the president's mandate are at the forefront of breaking the law, as they aid and abet drug trafficking in the country. Today, we are forced to declare one of such law enforcement agents wanted in the person of suspended DCP Abba Kayri, the erstwhile commander of Intelligence Response Team, IRT, at the Force Intelligence Bureau of the Nigerian Police Force. With the intelligence at our disposal, the agency believes strongly that DCP Kayri is a member of a drug cartel that operates the Brazil-Ethiopia-Nigeria illicit drug pipeline, and he needs to answer questions that crop up in an ongoing drug case in which he is the principal actor. His failure to cooperate forced the hand of the agency, and that is the reason for this press briefing. The agency provided a clue on some of its findings in the course of investigating the drug deal. The saga started on Friday, January 21, 2022, when DCP Kayri initiated a call to one of the NDLEA officers in Abuja at 2:12 p.m. When the officer returned the call 2 minutes later, Kayri informed him he was coming to see him, to discuss an operational matter after the Jamaat service. He appeared at the agreed venue of the meeting with the officer and went straight to the crux of the matter. This was it: his team had intercepted and arrested some traffickers that came into the country from Ethiopia with, according to him, 25 kilograms of cocaine. He proposed a drug deal whereby he and his team are to take 15 kilograms of the cocaine and leave 10 kilograms for the prosecution of the suspects arrested with the illicit drug in Enugu. In the meantime, the purloined cocaine will be replaced with a dummy worth 15 kilograms. He asked the NDLEA officer to persuade men of the FCT command to play along as well. By 11:05 a.m. on Monday, January 24, after the agency gave the officer the green light to play along, he and Kayri began a WhatsApp call for the rest of the day. The officer conveyed their willingness to play the game. At this point, Kayri disclosed that the 15 kilograms, already taken out, was shared between the informants that provided information for the seizure and himself and his men of the IRT of the Nigerian police. According to him, the informants were given 7 kilograms while his team took 8 kilograms, which was already sold. He then offered to pay the NDLEA team, that is the officer and the FCT commander, by selling, on their behalf, half of the remaining 10 kilograms, thereby further reducing the original cocaine for the prosecution to just 5 kilograms. At N7 m per kilogram, the proceed from the 5 kilograms would amount to N35 m, at the exchange rate of 570 naira per dollar being the black market rate for the day, January 24, 2022. In effect, he would be delivering $61,400 to the NDLEA team. He put pressure on our officer to wrap up the arrangement with the commander of the FCT command to take custody of the drug and suspects from his men who were on ground in Abuja. At the time, he was speaking from Lagos, where he allegedly traveled for private business. The next day, January 25, Kayri offered to send his younger brother to deliver the payment while his men deliver the suspects, but our officer turned down the suggestion, insisting he would rather deal with him in person and was therefore prepared to wait for him to return from Lagos. And by 5:23 p.m., Kayri was in Abuja and met with the officer at the same rendezvous where they had the first meeting. In their discussion, he disclosed how his team received the information from a double-crosser who betrayed the traffickers to him, showing a sordid connection between law enforcement agents and the drug underworld. He narrated how, acting on the tip-off, his team departed Abuja to Enugu and arrested the traffickers, removed part of the consignment on his instruction, and replaced same with dummies. He also indicated how to identify the remnant of the original cocaine that would be delivered to NDLEA, 5 original packages marked with red dots. The reason for this was to avoid the dummies being subjected to test. He forwarded a picture of the marked original cocaine package. According to the plan, once the 5 kilograms cocaine has been tested in the presence of the suspects and confirmed positive, there would be no need to test the remaining ones, being dummies. He also brought with him the money from the sale of the 5 kilograms share of the NDLEA team, a total of $61,400. Our officer, however, preferred to take the money inside his car. Well, the car was wired with sound and video recorders. Picture shows screenshot of the spokesperson to National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, at the press conference for the announcement of suspended DCP Abba Kayri as an international cocaine dealer. While explaining that relevant channels of communication were duly followed in the demand for Kayri without any result, the agency said it cannot continue to keep other suspects in the case indefinitely while the principal suspect fails to honor official invitation. NDLEA has the mandate to take custody of suspects and consignments of drugs seized by other arms of law enforcement. And there is a standard protocol for such transfer. This we duly followed. The suspects and drugs were delivered to us on February 8, but the last part of the process, yet to be completed, is the debriefing of Kayri. DCP Abba Kayri was invited by NDLEA for debriefing on Thursday, February 10 through 2 main channels because there is a whole lot of questions begging for answers. The invitation was legitimate and formal according to our protocol. But up till the close of office hours on Friday, February 11, he refused to respond. Up till this moment, he hasn't responded. We are a law-abiding agency of government. We follow due process. In that vein, we will not detain suspects beyond the stipulated period according to the law before we charge them to court. And Kayri must be debriefed before the suspects are arraigned in court. Having failed to honor the official invitation, NDLEA has no option but to declare DCP Abba Kayri of the Nigerian police wanted, right from this very moment. The agency warned that it's not unaware of threats to the lives of its officers involved in the case, assuring that it would do everything to protect its officers. We are not unaware of threats to the lives of NDLEA officers involved in this investigation, even as we continue to do our best to protect our officers and men in the line of duty. We are making this strong statement to those contemplating harmful action against NDLEA officers. They would only succeed in compounding their problems in the event of the murder of or harm to officers and men of NDLEA.